Hello and welcome. My name is Orla Ryan and I am a tour guide in the Chester Beatty. Today we're going to take a look at 3 engravings from one of Chester Beatty's favourite artists, the German artist Albrecht Dürer. Before that, let's take a few steps back to think about the collector of these works, Sir Alfred Chester Beatty. Beatty's collection was brought together from a variety of sources over 60 years. Works that Beatty sourced himself, works from private collections being sold, and also from scholars that Beatty employed to find items of beauty and rarity. Albrecht Dürer was a Northern Renaissance artist, a master in his innovative, varied and creative compositions. The Northern Renaissance is roughly dated to between 1380 and 1580, the main centres in France, Denmark and Germany. Durer was known as a master of the line, even in his lifetime, for his detailed drawings of plant and animal life. With a workshop in his hometown of Nuremberg, he took commissions for portraits and biblical scenes. His main income was from altarpieces and paintings, but it was through his woodcuts and engravings that he made his reputation. He was a businessman, producing works in a wide variety of themes which were distributed all over Western Europe, bearing his monogram. Revenue from print sales were an important source of income for him. Many prints could be produced from one woodcut or plate. His prints gave him a greater impact and geographical extent than any early European artist. While we now see prints as collectible items, in Durer's time, prints were portable, affordable, and brought a story or an event to life for a population where literacy was only on the rise. Mass production of prints followed, with prints travelling well and being affordable to create. This suited Durer, who was able to quickly introduce new and topical images to the market. In this print, Durer has depicted a mother nursing her child, sitting in a quiet country setting. We are looking at Madonna on a grassy bank, but this is a Madonna without halo or indeed any religious iconography. There are no angels or royal surroundings. Durer has removed the attributes of the divine to show a tender moment between mother and child, here on earth, on a grassy bank, a simplified depiction of a natural connection. This is a scene that the young Durer would have been used to witnessing as one of 18 children, not all who survived, in his family home. This engraving of 1503 shows the Virgin in 16th century dress nursing the Christ child. Behind her, a bird sits on a fence and a plaque hanging from a spindly tree bears the date of the work, while in the foreground we see Durer's monogram AD on a rock. In Durer's time, there was a healthy market demand for devotional images, and this was a subject he returned to several times in his career. The arrest of Christ is found in all 4 Gospels. St. Matthew wrote, "Now the hour has come when the Son of Man is to be betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us go. My betrayer is already close at hand." Judas, one of the 12, appeared, and with him a large number of men armed with swords and clubs. The one I kiss, he is the man. The betrayal of Christ is the 3rd image from a set of 15 illustrating Christ's passion and resurrection. This was a popular event to depict, historically important with plenty of action, and the idea of using a kiss to trigger an act of brutality and eventually redemption. When we think of another depiction of this episode, the Italian artist Caravaggio's representation, The Taking of Christ, in the National Gallery of Ireland, we are anticipating the betrayal. However, Durer has concentrated on the moment of the kiss, a stillness within the commotion. At the upper right of the scene, we can see the top of the soldiers' swords and weapons. Beside them, a man with a rope in his hand who has witnessed the sign given by Judas and is ready to commit Christ to his fate. Moving to the figure of Judas, and in his right hand he holds the bag with the 30 pieces of silver, the price of surrendering Christ to the soldiers. This is in contrast to Christ's hands, which are held not in defence, but in resignation and acceptance. The kiss is a calm moment in the surrounding chaos. And then in the foreground, the chaos is resumed. We see Peter on the left with a sword in his right hand held high, looking down at one of the soldiers' party kneeling on the ground with a club in his hand. One of the followers of Jesus grasped his sword and drew it. He struck out at the high priest's servant and cut off his ear. Moving around to the left of the image, in the distance, we see some figures running away, the disciples. We also notice a man holding a torch, which reminds us that this is a night scene, his raised arm bringing light to the chaos and noise. Our final image is an early print by Durer, Young Woman Attacked by Death, or The Ravisher. This is a moral tale, or a memento mori, a visual reminder of the inevitability of death, the passing of human life, a warning against the consequences of inappropriate behaviour. The woman in the picture is wearing a headdress, which in Durer's time was a symbol of a married woman, so that's our first clue to what's taking place. She is in the country or out of the town. We can see a town in the distance marked by a steeple. Her companion beside her on the bench appears to be a scrawny, unkempt individual, and although he appears frail, he has a firm grip on the woman's dress. This is death. The woman is trying to turn away, the sharp diagonal of the material of her dress drawing attention to her urge to move. The ribbon across the top of the image remains empty. Usually this would include a script, probably with some moral advice or a warning for the viewer.